Hello everyone and happy Wednesday and welcome to your Wednesday lighting critique. So we've got Ashley's animated shot here. We've got a handful of really great still images, so let's get into it. So Ashley, I think this one's looking really good. I don't have any major notes at the moment. I think the only thing I would do is maybe make outside the window a little bit brighter, just like this little bit out here. Could just be a little bit brighter. I'm just reading too much of the blue saturation. But other than that, I think that this is in a pretty good spot. So for the time being, I would say let's leave this where it is and then start playing out the rest of the shots in the sequence and use that to kind of populate those. If you're choosing to do the whole animated sequence, and then we can kind of go back and balance out as we need to. But I think this could work. But I would like to see how she looks when she moves into that space to the right, and how all this kind of plays together at the end when she runs into the room and jumps on him. So, like I said, if that's your plan, if you're planning on doing all these shots, let's go ahead and take a look at that. If not, then I would say let's do this at try a version of this at a slightly higher resolution, and maybe final render settings. I'm just looking at this. I'm wondering if there's anything in the lighting itself. Like, one thing I'm looking at is as he steps forward, like in here, this feels very lifted in the comp and not done by light. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that this area is all pretty flat still, but it's just like, it's not, so it's not, there's no shape in it, but it's not black, if that makes sense. So it's just, I'm wondering if we can't put maybe a little bit of light in there, but we might be able to do this as a separate render pass. And mix that in later, but yeah, maybe just increase by adding an actual little bit of fill light in the scene in there. And again, if you need to do that as a separate render pass and mix that in the comp, we can do that too. But yeah, other than that, I would like to see how this plays out with the rest of the sequence, and then we can go from there. All right, let's go. We'll go alphabetical order today. So we'll start with Aaron. Aaron, this is looking great. Again, love the colorfulness of the background. I think the background's in a really good spot. I do think there's some things that we can do to plus these characters. I think with this green sushi roll, the consistency, it's pretty consistent in value across the roll. It would be nice to just like even artificially get a little bit more like brightness around his face. Do you see how this one, the rice ball, kind of rolls from dark to bright on his face, and we can see that to kind of helps us draw our attention here. For him, it would be really good to get that as well. The other thing that I would take a pass at is these auxiliary secondary things. Things like the sushi up top here, the cucumber rolls over here, these guys over here. The orbs actually look pretty good, but the cucumber feels like murky, like there's kind of milk or something on the inside, and it doesn't feel like there's light passing through a cucumber. On the sushi, it feels a little dense, like it doesn't feel like meaty in the way that sushi kind of does. So it would just be a little bit of subsurface scattering in there, and maybe a little glow because of all the backlighting. And then here on these, it would just be a matter of pulling off some of these blue values off of this cucumber, because again, but it also has that like density in it. So I would potentially pull that back. But yeah, I would give that a go, but I think the rest of it's looking pretty good. I would blur up this a little bit more. This kind of has a hard edge up here, just to get that to fall a little bit out of focus. But other than that, I think it's looking really well. Oh, I guess with these orbs, we've got these with the center. Like, I'm wondering if we can't put like a little light source in the middle there or something to kind of make those glow up in the shader. But I'll let you decide on that. Adrian, this looks really good. The only thing I would do two things. Number one, look into, there's something red right there on her eye. I would just watch out for that. And then the only other thing is I really like the values that you're getting on the hair. It's just a little bit saturated in the reds. Let's see, yeah. Let's pull back the reds a little bit. Just a little bit, and then let me just touch this up a little bit more. Wondering this. pull back the saturation just a touch now. Okay. Maybe something a little bit more in this region for just the hair. Skin, yeah, take off the skin. So just pull a little bit of that warm saturation out because it's great to have a little bit of those red highlights, but you don't want the hair to feel red. And then I think you can push the brights just a touch brighter. And the darks I may have darkened too much, but brights a little brighter, hair a little less red, and then I think everything else is looking great. And then watch out for that, like that red dot on her eye. Amy, this looks really great. This is so much fun. Again, you're doing such a brilliant job with these sushi rolls. These look great. These look great over here. Again, like just these little specular highlights. The only thing I would do is I would pull these three characters a little bit out of this volumetric. It's just because I want them to be contrasty. And it's kind of murkying that up a little bit. But this is looking really good. Like, man, look at this brightness. I really feel the brightness down here. And I feel the bounce light coming up here. I feel the bounce light under them. This feels like a good central element. If I would also, and this could just be in a nuke or something, I would just, if you can soften that edge just a touch, just because we're looking right down it. And then if you want, I would put something beneath the floor here, just so it doesn't feel like sky throughout, like maybe they're sitting upon something. But that's just me. You can nix that thought if you want. I'm wondering if, look back. I'm wondering if now this is just me playing for a second. Wonder if we can't push the darks just a little more. Let's take a look. Push the brights a little brighter. Push these darks down just a touch. Like I think we can push that just a little bit more, and that just like pulling off some of that haze can really make things pop. Yeah, I think that would be good. But really, really, really great stuff. Sparks look great. Fireworks look great. Fireworks could actually go a little brighter in the background. I'm looking at this now, like these central bits are a little too colorful, I guess, and it would be a little bit brighter white. So I would push the fireworks just a touch more. Oh, Ashley, this was from your animated thing. And then last up here we have Kat. So looking at these, yeah, this side we can feel the brightness on the on this side of the island, but I'm not feeling it as much once we get on this side. It would just be great to get a little more brightness on there. The rocks look a lot better, and I love the fill value in there. If you do have an ambient occlusion pass, it would be great just to get just a touch of contact shadow. Not like the same type of density that would encompass the entire bottom of it, but just like a little tiny little contact shadow in there would be really great. It looks like there's more display. I don't know if you got the displacement in there, but it looks better from this angle. And then I'm wondering, this specularity looks great on these guys. But like some of these leaves are like super faceted. And you can kind of see like this one here, you can kind of see it's ting. So you may need to smooth that out as we go forward. Let's take a look at her. She might be starting to feel a little bit green here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe a little bit in her skin tones. Just feeling a touch on the green side, I would push her a little warmer. And I'm wondering just like how we can get more specularity on her skin. She looks pretty diffuse and matte. Let's try upping the specularity on her, and yeah, this is gonna be tricky. And then watch out, it looks like the water's penetrating the plant here. And I'm wondering if some of these fill areas back in here are getting a little bit too dark. Let's pull up some reference. Next time you post, let's pull in some reference again. We'll take a look at that. But other than that, I feel like we're making some progress here. You know what? Now might be a time for you to send me another iteration of this where you send me the passes. If you can. If you don't have time, that's fine too. But I want to play around with this just a touch more because I feel like the lights are in a better position, but we can kind of rebalance this. So if you can, render out passes of each light, just one frame, either this one or this one. Maybe just this one. Yeah, just render out whatever frame this is in multiple passes so I can take a look at the individual lights and their contributions, and we can go along with it from there. But because I think we're making progress, I just want to play around with this a little more to see what we can do. All right, for this one, let's take a look at the ref. So the things I'm seeing here, just having a lot of moisture is really cool, like getting these specular highlights. We've got these overhead lights coming down. We've got the character mostly in darkness, with just like a little bit of specularity on the one side. Very saturated colors. We've got lots of reds, kind of a cyan color over here, and then a neutral color here. Looking at this, looking at that color scheme, we've got the reds, we've got the neutral color. I would like to see some more of that cyan in there, though. That would be really great to kind of fill in some of these areas. Maybe a little bit over here, maybe a little bit in the foreground would be kind of cool. Looking at the character herself, I think that the thing that we want to do with her skin tone is everything on his screen left side is specular highlight. And everything on her screen right side is diffuse value. So I think we really need to push down the diffuse because it's making her skin look off her hero color, and it's kind of a little bit milky. So we want to keep that darker and again, because this is a big deal on our dark skinned characters. If we want them to look right, we want to make sure to keep them on their skin tone, but really use specular highlights and reflections to push the shaping and some of the color into the skin. It would be great to get some more of the wet feeling, like these little specular highlight bits and stuff into the scene. And then the last thing for now, I think that feeling these light sources a little more would be good. So this one, it feels like it's coming down from above because I see the pool light on the ground, but it doesn't feel brighter here towards the top, and then it doesn't feel different coming down. This light here, I don't feel if it's this, it's brighter here and kind of fades off. These feel very artificial, like this is just very into the look of this project. But like for these other lights, it would definitely be like brighter at the source and then fade off as we go down. And same thing here, would be brighter up here and then fading off as we go down. So I think it's just a matter of balancing that out a little bit. But I think this has got some really, really good potential to be something fun. So let's take it from there. And yeah, that's all we have for today. So if you all have any questions, please make sure to keep posting. And I'm excited to see what you guys have tomorrow. All right, happy lighting, everybody.